Yeah, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And
if you're new, welcome to the walk. For those new here, I'm taking these daily walks to invest in my health. My doctor told me that I had to walk if I wanted to keep my legs. And to lay out simple, actionable concepts for community self-reliance through the Black Infrastructure Trust, a concept that I've been playing with for a while. If you've been along for the journey, you know how we roll. Today we're framing the walk around 3 crucial historical clips that shows why paper rights without economic backing always fall short, and why building our own capacity is the only path forward. So let's get into it. Hi guys. Hey girl here. I started my walk a little later today because we had a tropical storm or some kind of disturbance in the Gulf, and it was raining, and I'm almost close to being in the dark, but I'm gonna do the walk because I got something that I think you should see. And the thing about it is this: we've been in America 400 years, and nothing has changed. They haven't changed their behavior. They haven't changed their mindset. They don't want to work with us, and they don't want to share power. So this has been the theme of America, and I'm going to show you some clips, and I want you to think about those clips, and then I'm going to do my walk as much as I can before it gets too dark, and we can discuss that during the walk, okay?
Said blacks are inhabitants, but as debased by servitude below the equal level of free inhabitants, which regards the slave as divested of 2/5 of the man. This is called the 3/5 compromise, and what they were trying to figure out. Residing in a particular state, the more representatives you can send to the House of Representatives, and thus the more power that particular state can wield. So the question was, how do you count the slaves? Well, Southerners, who of course enjoyed slavery, they wanted to count them. They said, yeah, count them. That gives us more power. Where the Northerners saw it as an opportunity to abolish slavery, said, well, you can't count them because you don't consider them human. How can you count people who have absolutely no freedom that you do not count or treat as human beings? So the agreed upon solution is to count 3/5 of a state's total slave population. And so as a result, they became 3/5 of a man, divested of that.
Miller is a racist. He's a white nationalist. White nationalists have seized the federal government. Great replacement theory, right, motivates this immigration policy. It is in fact part of the justificatory language of the so-called legal decision or opinion that Justice Alito laid out. We need to call them for what they are. And in so many ways, this is a white nationalist agenda, and Stephen Miller and all of these folk are just simply rabid racist. And
every step I take on these walks serves a purpose. It keeps my health on track, and it provides a space to discuss real structural solutions for our community through the Black Infrastructure Trust.
What do you feel the Negro should do in respect to obtaining even more effective protection from our federal government?
You never will get protection from the federal government. That's like King is asking Kennedy to go to Alabama and stand in the doorway, put his body in the doorway. That's like asking the fox to protect you from the wolf. And when now the masses of black people can see this, and it is only the Negro leadership, the bourgeois, hand-picked handful of Negroes who think that they're going to get some kind of respect, recognition, or protection from the government. The government is responsible for what is happening to black people in this country. That power. You didn't know. You noticed he didn't send any troops into Birmingham to protect the Negroes when the dogs were biting the Negroes. The only time he sent troops into Birmingham was when the Negroes erupted. And then the president sent troops in there not to protect the Negroes, to protect them white people down there from those erupting Negroes.
Well, are not Negro Americans citizens?
If they were citizens, you wouldn't have a race problem. If the Emancipation Proclamation was authentic, you wouldn't have a race problem. If the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment to the Constitution was authentic, you wouldn't have a race problem. If the Supreme Court desegregation decision was authentic, you wouldn't have a race problem. All of this is hypocrisy. And it is this hypocrisy that has been practiced by the so-called white, so-called liberals for the past 400 years that compounds the problem, makes it more complicated instead of eliminating the problem.
Today our topic is unity and black liberation, because unity is black liberation.
Every white person in this country, I do not care what he says or she says, knows one thing. They may not know, as they put it, what I want, but they know they would not like to be black here. If they know that, they know everything they need to know. And whatever else they say is a lie.
Wow. That Louisiana heat got me going. I tell you. I thought it would be better coming out in the evening time and walking, but I see now, even with a tropical storm threatening the area, it's so humid and hot. I'm soaking wet. Anyway, I got my walk in. I'm finna head on out. I'm gonna edit this video so you guys can see what I'm talking about, see if it makes any sense to you. Anyway.
How can black people rise up and overcome?
Get out and vote?
That is incorrect. How can black people rise up and overcome?
How can they rise up and overcome? Well, can they? No.
That is correct.
Reparations.
That is acceptable.
This is a rap lyric?
No, this is, I'm sorry.
Oh, this is a general question.
That's
There's a complex answer there.
That is correct.
Staying alive.
That is correct. That is correct.
Well, stop cutting each other's throat.
That also is correct.
When a community owns its resources, it gains stability. When it owns its businesses, it creates jobs. When it owns its institutions, it gains independence. And when it owns its future, it gains real power. The purpose of this walk is not merely to sit here and discuss problems. We already know the problems. The purpose is to discuss solutions. Every episode is an invitation to think differently about what we can build together, not as individuals chasing success alone, but as a community investing in itself. I believe that if millions of us contributed, even a small amount consistently, we could build institutions that serve our people for generations. Child care centers, schools, housing, farms, businesses, and real infrastructure. This isn't about waiting for someone else to save us. This is about organizing ourselves. So if you're looking for entertainment, there are thousands of channels out there. But if you're looking for a serious conversation about ownership, responsibility, cooperation, and building lasting institutions in the black community, you're in the right place.